In the last video, we got some mountains painted in here, and today we're going to go ahead and try to get that ridge line done. Let's get started. So once again, I need to start by apologizing for the delay in getting this video out. And once again, it is because I've been focusing on another project. And if you've seen my last video, you're probably assuming that it was the workshop, but you'd be wrong. In fact, as you may know, I'm a software developer and I have a full-time corporate gig, but I've also been building an application on my own on the side, and I'm close to going live with that. In fact, my target is July 4th. And so I've been pushing hard on that to get that ready for production. So, and in fact, I think some of you may actually be interested in the application, I hope. And so if you stay to the end, I'll give you a quick intro and overview of what it is and what it does, and you can decide whether you're interested or not. But in the meantime, let's get started on this. And the first thing I want to start with is going over this with another dark wash. And the reason for that is when I put the Sculptamold up there last time and then cleaned up afterwards, you may notice that this looks kind of faded where the plaster, you know, kind of washed down as I was cleaning it up. So I just want to go over it quickly with a little bit of a dark wash to kind of bring out the color again. So let's get that done. Start over here. And yeah, that looks a lot different, but of course it's wet, so it should dry lighter. And I think we'll just, for the sake of consistency, we'll take this all the way around. Okay, let's let that dry and move on from there. Okay, so next I'm just going to put down a base color for the ground. It should be a fairly subtle color. It's just going to be kind of a light gray. Should blend well with the rocks. Let's get that done. All right, I think we're going to call it there for that. Let's give that a little time to dry. So the next step is to put in a distant tree line, put in some trees up on the slopes of the mountains there. But before we do that, I have to correct a mistake I made when I was painting the mountains. Somehow I missed putting the white on this one peak right there, and once you've seen it, you can't unsee it. So I need to fix that. I've mixed up a little bit of the light blue and the white, and I'm gonna try to put that on without making it look too different than what's already there. Hopefully I can make it match and disappear. Let's get that done. Alright, I think that's as far as I dare go. Okay, I'm going to try to put some trees in the distance on the slopes there. I'm using some olive green, just the craft paint, black, and then some of the blue latex to give it a sense of distance. Let me mix that up. And I'm trying one of these chipping brushes just to see if it'll work, because it'd be faster. But if it doesn't, I can use a smaller brush. Just take longer. All right, let's get this mixed up. All right, I got a better brush, specifically a medium-sized filbert, and hopefully this will make it a little easier to get those trees in there. Okay, I think we're mostly done, at least with all the painting and the static grass. Looks like it blends fairly well, foreground to background, but I think to really get a sense of how well it's going to blend, we need to plant some trees. Now, these are just cheap store-bought things. I think this one came from Hobby Lobby. I don't remember where this came from. But I just want to throw a few up there just to see how well it's going to blend. Whether they stay or I replace them with something better remains to be seen, but let's go ahead and plant some trees. Well, I think that looks pretty decent. I think that's a good start. So let's end this here. I will, for those of you who are interested, I'm going to go ahead and throw in the overview of the cleverSets application that I'm building. But for the rest of you, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. So you're in the hobby store to pick up some static grass, and you spot a locomotive you think would look perfect on your layout. The problem is you already have so many locomotives you can't keep track anymore, and this one looks awfully familiar. So the question is, do you buy it anyway and risk having to come back and return it? Of course, the correct answer is yes. But let me run through a quick scenario that cleverSets might be able to help you out with. So this is the home page of cleverSets. You can see it's got a schedule and a day planner and stuff. We're not going to get into that. I plan on doing tutorials about the functionality, walkthroughs of the functionality, but for now we're just going to concentrate on one scenario. Specifically, what I'm going to do is come up here to the little sparkle for the assistant here. That opens up a chat window, and because you don't want to see me type, I'm going to grab a prompt that I already prepared, and I'm going to paste it in here, and we're going to send it. And so what it's going to do is come back with some questions based on the context I gave it, and I could click on the chips, or I could type something in if I want something different than what it's suggesting. So what should the cabinet primarily? Well, I want locomotives and rolling stock. That was in my prompt. Yeah, let's do maintenance tools and supplies as well. Which roster details do you want to track for each item? Well, of course, I want road name, road number. Yeah, let's do all that. What section should the structure include? Locomotive roster, rolling stock roster, of course, project, and why not? We'll do all of them. Do you want the cabinet organized by roster category, operating? I don't care about any of that, so we'll just leave that to its best judgment, and I'm going to send it. And it's putting together a proposal. And this is what it came up with. Happy Valley Railroad with a folder, locomotive roster, rolling stock roster, projects. Yeah, that looks about right. It's got a bunch of purchases in there. Let's go ahead and create it. Now, notice down here, it's offering to research prices. There was a bunch of purchases in here. And if I click on that, it will go out there and try to come up with specific products, sources, and prices for my shopping list, but I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just going to say, okay, let's go ahead and open the Happy Valley Railroad. So here's our cabinet, folders as we would expect, and for our specific scenario, let's click on locomotive roster, and it gives us a little note here, but nothing, really useful yet. But what I can do is I can come over here, and I have a folder that I've dropped a bunch of photos of some locomotives in. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab all those photos and drop them here. and it's going to go upload them. Give it a minute to do that. Okay, looks like it's done. We'll go ahead and clear that out. Notice there's a tab here for media. We got 13 images that were uploaded. And yep, those are my locomotives, or at least some of them. And I'm sure you're thinking, well, that's all well and good. It's a nice gallery, but not exactly a roster. Well, hang on. Let's click on select, and I'm just gonna, I could do it individually, but I'm gonna do select all. And then again, I'm gonna click on the little assistant sparkle here. And I'm going to say, well, it's going to offer to create items from photos. So what I'm going to do, this is optional, but just to give it a little context, I'm going to say these are N-scale locomotives for my layout. And let's go ahead and send that. And it's going to analyze each photo and do some stuff for us. Okay, so it came back with 6 of 12 proposed items are selected. So if we go through this, notice this one is not checked. And the reason for that is it says it's fairly sure this is, you know, what it extracted is correct. It's a confidence level. I'm going to say, okay, yeah, I can always tweak it if I think it's off a little bit, but I think it's a good starting point. So I'm going to go ahead and say, yeah, let's go with those. These, it was obviously a lot more confident. It knew exactly what this was. You know, got the road number and all that kind of stuff from the photo. And let's go ahead and I'm going to accept these on the assumption that they're probably close enough. I can always tweak them. Okay, let's go ahead and create these 12 items. Okay, so here's our roster. These are all item type purchase, which again, I'll at some point I'll be doing tutorials to dive into each of the features and stuff. But bottom line is it created assets for us basically for each of our locomotives. And if I click on one of these, you can see that there's the image. And here is what it came up with as a description. So it recognized this was Milwaukee Road, number 2034. It's an EMD road switcher, blah, blah, blah. You can read all that. So there you go. That's an example of what cleverSets can do. Again, this happened to be about model railroading, but it could be anything. It could be gardening, woodworking, whatever. It doesn't matter. So please go check it out. You can sign up for a free tier. Now, the free tier comes with a limited number of AI credits to start with, but it's intended to be fully functional and useful without all of the AI features. But if you do find it useful, I hope you would consider one of the paid tiers. That's the only way all of this works. I do not and will not ever advertise, nor will I sell your data. You are the customer, you are not the product, which is not the philosophy of a lot of the large corporations that you may be familiar with. So anyway, I'd appreciate any support. Please go check it out and let me know what you think.